Do you ever feel trapped by the endless pursuit of external validation? The constant urge to fit in, to please, or to simply not stand out? This invisible chain can dictate your choices, stifle your true self, and leave you feeling profoundly unfulfilled, perpetually chasing an approval that never truly satisfies. But what if there was a way to break free? To cultivate an inner fortress of self-reliance, where the shifting sands of public opinion hold no sway. Today, we delve into the profound wisdom of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that offers a powerful and practical path to true independence from external judgment. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies a radical idea. The only things truly good or bad are within our control. Our judgments, desires, and actions. Everything else, especially the opinions of others, is external, indifferent, and fundamentally outside our sphere of influence. Yet we often give it immense power. This notion is beautifully encapsulated by the Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who famously wrote to himself, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." A powerful call for intellectual and moral independence. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, penned these words not for public consumption, but as private reflections to guide his own character. His meditations reveal a man burdened by immense responsibility, constantly striving to maintain virtue amidst political turmoil and the pressures of imperial life. When he speaks of the ranks of the insane, he's referring to the herd mentality, the thoughtless conformity, the willingness to abandon one's principles simply to align with popular sentiment. It's a stark warning against sacrificing personal integrity for the sake of shallow acceptance or fleeting popularity. The danger isn't merely being unpopular, it's losing your internal compass. True wisdom, Stoicism teaches, often requires a path less traveled. To blindly follow the crowd without critical thought is to risk becoming untethered from your own reason and values, drifting into a collective delusion. Consider how often we've seen popular opinion veer wildly from truth or justice throughout history. Marcus knew that consensus doesn't equate to correctness. Your inner peace and your adherence to virtue are far more valuable than the fleeting applause or fleeting disapproval of others. This initial freedom comes from understanding that the approval of the majority offers no guarantee of a good or happy life. In fact, it often demands compromises that undermine your authentic self, pushing you towards a life that is not truly your own. Recognize this, and the chains begin to loosen. Understanding that others' opinions are external is one thing. Truly internalizing it and acting upon it is another. We often cling to the familiar, even if it's uncomfortable, fearing the unknown reactions that independence might provoke. This hesitation is where the real struggle often lies. Seneca, another towering figure in Stoicism, offers a profound insight into this human tendency. He observed, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." This flips our conventional understanding of courage on its head. Seneca, a wealthy advisor to Emperor Nero and a prolific writer, understood the complexities of human motivation. His life, filled with both power and exile, gave him a unique perspective on the true sources of human suffering, often finding them in our own minds rather than external circumstances. Consider Sarah, who dreams of leaving her stable corporate job to become a full-time artist. Her parents disapprove, her friends express doubt, and society expects a certain career path. The difficulty of becoming an artist isn't the painting itself, but the internal battle against judgment. Sarah's fear isn't of failing at art, but of disappointing others, of being seen as irresponsible or worse, odd. The path seems insurmountable not because of actual barriers, but because she hasn't yet dared to take the first step, to mentally commit to her own vision despite the expected disapproval. Once Sarah truly dares to embrace her passion, to commit to her artistic journey regardless of external reception, the difficulty of others' opinions diminishes. The energy previously spent worrying is now channeled into her craft. The path becomes clearer when her internal resolve solidifies. This daring isn't recklessness. It's a conscious decision to prioritize your integrity and well-being over the fluctuating opinions of your social circle. It's an act of radical self-trust, recognizing that the only opinion that truly matters for your inner peace is your own, guided by reason and virtue. Now, for the practical application, how do you actively cultivate this independence? The key is to relentlessly guard your inner world, understanding that your reactions are the only thing you truly control. This requires a shift from external focus to internal vigilance. The former slave and Stoic philosopher Epictetus offers the ultimate lesson in self-mastery. He powerfully declared, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." This simple truth exposes the vulnerability we create when we allow external opinions to dictate our emotional state. Epictetus, having experienced the ultimate loss of freedom as a slave, understood profoundly the importance of mental liberation. He taught that while we cannot control external events, including others' opinions, we possess absolute control over our interpretations and responses to them. When someone criticizes you, dismisses your ideas, or gossips about you, they're merely expressing their opinion. If you react with anger, frustration, or self-doubt, you've handed them the reins to your emotional well-being. You've given them power, making them your unintentional master. To reclaim your mastery, pause when faced with criticism or disapproval. Ask yourself, is this criticism about my character, my intentions, or merely their preference? Is it within my control to change their mind? Often, the answer is no. Focus on your actions, not their reactions. Practice what Stoics call the discipline of assent. Before agreeing with an opinion, especially a negative one about yourself, stop and examine it. Is it true? Is it useful? Is it just? If not, withhold your assent. Do not give it power by internalizing it as truth. A practical exercise: keep a journal. When you feel bothered by someone's opinion, write it down. Then, list what was truly in your control, your actions, your effort, and what was not, their perception, their reaction. This practice clarifies boundaries and reinforces your internal locus of control. By consistently practicing this internal discernment, you build your inner citadel, an unassailable fortress of self-respect and rational judgment. The opinions of others become like wind against a mountain. They may blow, but the mountain remains unmoved. You become your own master. The art of not caring what others think isn't about apathy or arrogance. It's about discerning what truly matters. It's about prioritizing your integrity, your reason, and your inner peace over the fleeting, often irrational expectations of the crowd. It's about choosing true freedom. Embrace the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Reclaim your independence, master your responses, and build an unshakable inner world. If this philosophy resonated with you, subscribe to our channel for weekly insights into Stoic wisdom that can transform your life.